Hi everyone, Olivia here from Olivia Lee Designs. Today I'm going to be showing you how to pack and ship your arrangement properly to make sure that it's arriving to me in the best possible shape for floral preservation. First and foremost, thank you so much for thinking of me to create these keepsakes for you and your family. I am so honored to be able to do this. So of course we have our lovely arrangement. This is an example bouquet from the florist Peterborough. It's absolutely stunning. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, a few elastic bands, packing tape. We have a large plastic bag. We've got paper towel. The box that you're going to be shipping your arrangement in, ideally, there's a smaller box within the larger box. This secures the stems. And then we also have some signage. So we want to make sure that if you don't have the stickers that you can buy at the store that are red that say fragile and this side up, just go ahead and make your own. Make sure your notes are high contrast. You want to be sure that everyone touching your package can clearly read your notes. So white paper, black pen is best, but just make sure that it's legible and clear. Okay, so before you start packing your arrangement to me, I'm gonna go over some care tips before you actually get it in the box. So after the big day, it's gone through a lot of hands. We wanna make sure that we're caring for the arrangement as best as possible. If you can keep the arrangement in water in a vase, that's fantastic. Ideally, you store it in the fridge. Florist refrigerators are anywhere from 33 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you have space in your regular refrigerator, go ahead and throw it in. Cut flowers absolutely love being cool. Fruits and vegetables emit ethylene gas, which shortens the life expectancy of cut flowers. So if you have any fruits or veg, do not put your arrangement in the fridge. Just keep it in a vase full of water until you start packing it. By now, you should have received my shipping care package, which includes some floral tubes. We want to make sure that the floral tubes are attached to the focal blooms. It's not too important that the greenery has floral tubes, so I've only sent you a certain amount, and if you have run out, just don't put the floral tubes on the greenery. So if your stem is too big to fit within the floral tube naturally, just take a knife and make some slits along the side just to open it up a bit, and it should slide right in. So floral tubes are on, they're full of water. Now we're gonna go ahead and wet our paper towel and attach to the stems. Okay, paper towel is nice and wet. We're gonna wrap it around all of the stems. This is especially important if you didn't have access to the floral tubes. Make sure it is sopping wet, just so they have lots of water during transit. Hydration is the #1 most important thing when shipping fresh cut flowers. So we want to make sure that they have lots to drink while in transit. This is a really large plastic bag, so I'm just going to fold over the edge. We have our plastic bag. We're just going to insert the wet paper towel into the plastic bag. And then from here, we're gonna secure some elastic bands just to make sure none of that water is gonna get out. We have our arrangement. It's got lots of water to drink along the way. From here, we're going to put the arrangement within this smaller box. We wanna make sure that it's not really moving around in the smaller box, so just pack the empty space full of newspaper or plastic if you have it. Nice and secure. The two most important things when shipping your flowers to me are that they have lots of water to drink and the arrangement's not moving around. I like to pretend that the workers are going to be drop kicking it from you to me, so we just want to make sure that there's no space for the arrangement to move. Okay, so that's good. Now we have our large box that we're going to be using. I've covered the bottom with some plastic packing material. It's totally fine to use this as long as it's not touching the blooms at all. So if plastic touches fresh cut flowers, they will rot instantly. Just to be sure, the arrangement isn't going to be touching those plastic pieces. We're going to wrap in some paper product. Just to be safe. until all the blooms are covered. If there's not enough paper for you to do this, just fill the rest of the empty space with crunched up newspaper. All right, so our arrangement is wrapped nicely in paper product. There's not going to be any of that plastic touching it. So now it can go in our larger box. As you can see, the arrangement is safely within the larger box. Now the most important thing is to pack all that empty space with more packing material. Second most important thing, like I mentioned, is making sure there is no space for the arrangement to move around. If it moves around, there's a very good chance that the blooms can get damaged in transit, so we just want to fill it very securely and then do a test afterwards to make sure there's no movement. All right, so I've underestimated how large this box is and I've ran out of newspaper. So you get the gist of it though. Just pack it tight with packing material until you cannot feel any movement. So make sure you do a test. If there's any movement, keep packing more material in. So crunch up newspaper, use plastic. If you have packing peanuts, that's totally fine. Just make sure your arrangement is 100% secure. From here, tape up the box and make sure your notes are clearly legible on the sides. Make sure your notes are nice and secure. Make sure they can't rip off during transit. So here you're gonna go to your post office, select overnight shipping. It's ideal to get it to me within 1 to 3 days. It's gonna be a little bit pricey, but it's make or break, and it is the difference between your blooms arriving to me in the best shape possible or them wilting and rotting and getting damaged in transit. So very important that you select overnight shipping. Please make sure to let me know your carrier and your tracking number just so I can be aware of when to expect your arrangement to arrive. But again, if you have questions, I'm always happy to clarify. I have printed instructions for you to follow along as well. So please make sure you're following those instructions. If you do, your blooms are gonna arrive to me fresh, beautiful, ready to go into drying. So thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have questions, and thank you again for your love and support. Take care.